And a yo. That's right. I'm getting close to the holiday season, 1 week away from Thanksgiving. Actually, I'd be eating a turkey sandwich right now. But welcome to the final countdown. Live from Gorilla Cross Studios in downtown. It's your guy MP. As always, I'm joined by the very handsome and Texan Jeremy Long.
Very handsome and Texan.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on my official bio.
You just should, though. You just should.
Everything else is going away. Just
Very
going to say
handsome.
very handsome and Texan.
And very Texan.
Yeah.
Give us a call, guys. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Join us in. Share your thoughts. That's 702-608-3259. Show brought to you, as always, by our good friends over at Berg Injury Lawyers. Accidents to injuries, workers' comp, even wrongful death. Those guys, it's Berg Injury Lawyers. Their number, 702-222-4555. And we'll be talking to Mark Berg a little later on in the show with a legal zone to talk about the outcomes of a lot of those NCAA situations that are going right now, and find out exactly what's going on either way, wrong, right, the student athlete. So we'll get plugged in on that. Before I move on any further, I'd like to give thanks. Jeremy and I just finished, I think, an hour? We did an hour interview but you know what? We're not mad about it. From life, laughter, and happiness, want to thank Jonathan Alexander, Kelly Walters, and the lovely Miss Barbara Moore. You know what? And the lovely Kelly as well. Kelly Walters for having us on there. Had a great time. It was really fun, and we appreciate you guys having us on there and look forward to working with you guys in the future. Mm-hmm. So, lots of fun. So, hey, before we take this any further, let's do what we do with a little barbershop chop.
Barbershop chop. Man, let me kick things off, though. Today, some big news broke in boxing. Floyd Mayweather is coming back. In 2020, he posted on his official Instagram, "I'm coming out of retirement in 2020." And believe it or not, he's going to be working with one Mr. Dana White and company of UFC fame. And who knows? They say they got something huge planned. So could that be a fight with Khabib or another matchup with Conor McGregor? Or could Mayweather be fighting under the Zuffa banner? Because Zuffa Boxing does exist. They made a big pitch to Anthony Joshua a couple years back for, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million.
Wow.
So, when Floyd heard that, he was like, but I could get all the $500 million. So let me go ahead and call Dana. So we don't know exactly what the hell they're going to be doing, but Floyd Mayweather will be coming back in 2020.
It's pretty funny. They just showed them the other night. They were at the Clippers game against the Boston Celtics, and they were all buddy-buddy. And now to hear this, knowing that they just weren't there to kibitz about amongst one another, that they are actually putting some business together, that's pretty cool. I mean, let's think about it, man. Everything we want to do in sports is always just watch the unbelievable and see if it can happen. And Floyd Mayweather coming back to any kind of contact sport is an unbelievable thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to hit him over the chair in wrestling, people will show up just to see that happening.
He did that, man. He main evented WWE, WrestleMania.
Oh,
Let's do it. Let's hit him with a chair. At this point, for $100 million, he'll do it.
No, sure. He'll get hit. They can hit me in the chair for $10. What are you talking about, bro?
$10. I know. I'll join Seat Williams' show and I'll dance on the other corner.
Drinking money. Drinking money. That's what we're going to use it as, drinking money. So that's good to hear, man. That should be a very lucrative deal, as I'm sure we'll see when the numbers come out that Floyd's going to get paid. And then even more importantly, that's going to put Dana's foot a little bit further into this boxing game, because no one makes more money than Floyd Mayweather right now. Nobody.
Yep.
Nobody.
Absolutely.
And then we look at, last week, Cleveland, Pittsburgh Steelers, Myles Garrett. You know what, Myles? Dog, I know you went in there with a great fight to the NFL, to New York. You had on a great suit. You looked good, but you hit a man over the head with a helmet in a football game. And, his suspension will be upheld. Are you surprised by this?
No, not one bit. It doesn't. He did the last ditch effort, was saying, there was kind of a racial slur that was thrown out at me or whatever that he didn't mention all week, that he didn't mention to anyone. until it got to his appeal time.
Yeah.
A little too late for any of that, man.
It's
You hit a
bad
guy
look.
in the head with a football helmet, and you're lucky that it turned to the softer side, because if he would have hit him with the hard side there, we'd be talking assault charges. We'd be talking maybe a lifetime ban from the NFL. As it stands, the rest of the year, the final 6 games, plus a $45,000 fine.
Yeah, wow, $45,000.
It's a Myles Garrett.
It's Myles Garrett. I'm not surprised either. You know, you look at that scenario and you go, dude, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think you were going to go in there and you're going to be able to talk them out and show them some clips that they haven't been watching all week since it happened? That is up on their board. That is beyond bulletin board material going on right there.
Yeah.
In New York, they have that on there. This is called life lessons. Football players, if you want to learn something, never hit another player in the head with a helmet, or there will be repercussions. What? You kidding me? That may happen?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that happens. So, Myles, you know, I don't want him to be out forever. You know, I'm not a forever kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like you said, Myles Garrett, you know, we talked about it earlier. It's not in his makeup normally to do something, as much as he's an aggressive man. But it happened, man. You know, everybody has one of those moments in life when like, oh, man, I wish that wouldn't have happened. Oh, here are the red lights. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? All right. So last weekend, it was a big to-do about nothing, as we kind of heard. Then it turned out to be nothing to turn out to be something. And then the something turned out to be a lot more than the nothing that we knew. And this thing that I'm talking about was the workout that was given to Colin Kaepernick by the NFL last Saturday. That just, I think I'm more confused now than I was before the workout happened, man. Who do I believe? Is he being impeached?
Somebody needs to be. Yeah, there's a lot of information and misinformation out there coming from both sides. I think they're both a little bit guilty of some tomfoolery. There you go. Kaepernick kind of threw a fit and stamped his feet a little bit and decided, no, I'm going to change this. And the NFL did some, shady stuff, but it's the NFL. You got to kind of go into these things thinking that the NFL is going to do something shady because it's the NFL, right? The whole front office is lawyers, bro. I mean, they're all lawyers. I think to work for the NFL, you have to be a lawyer.
I think you do.
So, they're doing things to protect themselves. Like we had Marcus Berg on, last week or the week before that, he was talking about, of course they're going to do this. They're trying to mitigate any potential lawsuits that may come their way. And then Colin Kaepernick kind of threw a fit. Was it his right to throw a fit? Sure. Did he pick the best time to throw a fit? Probably not. And so the world keeps on spinning. The NFL has no Colin Kaepernick.
Whoa.
There you go.
There we go. I don't know what that means. We have no.
I don't either.
We haven't had him in 2 seasons. It's kind of like a nicotine patch.
I don't see anyone picking him up.
Yeah.
Not this year. I don't see anyone picking him up at all. I think his playing days are done.
Well, his biggest issue, man, and you know what? I'm a brother. I've loved all the things I saw, from a racial standpoint, when everyone's holding the fist up, we're getting it in there. I'm standing up for police brutality against, not for it, but against it. I know, like, whoa, you're the one black guy.
So you're
the one guy.
You're the guy
perpetuating
saying
this thing.
beat him. Okay, all right.
But he keeps shooting himself in the foot. The fact that his statements and his stand-ups that I'm still gonna be me, I'm doing this, like, yo, dog. We just need you to be just a little quiet.
Dave Chappelle had a great skit when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
And I get it, man, and I really do. But if you wanted to play in the NFL, you've had opportunities.
Yeah, you got to step away, my man. You got to step away. Yeah, I had to pull that one out the track right there.
There you go.
Something's going on in the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm up for it. I don't know, because all I've heard in my life, you're supposed to grind. I think it's a song out there by one of those hip hop artists. All I do is win. Well, all we do is grind. And now the NBA isn't all about grinding. It's about giving players off. And LeBron did it before. But now with what happened with Kawhi Leonard last year, he went to the Raptors, Toronto Raptors, had a great season. They had him on load management because of the injury that he sustained over in San Antonio. And then it worked. They won a championship. So Kawhi could literally go to the next team and say, hey, I got a plan that works. I don't have to work as much.
Yeah.
I need to say, that's a good man, right? Yeah. And they went, what? Oh, so if we agree to this, you'll come to us? Yeah. So now we have load management. It is part of the deal. The fact that Clippers are kind of masquerading it right now is that him being out is something, oh, he has an injury, but I'm not with this load management, dog. It's go out there. That's what you got to be paid for or paid for. And even more importantly, eat healthy. Get your workouts in. It's a brutal game.
They used to call it being fresh for the playoffs before load management became the term. Greg Popovich and company in San Antonio, they downright perfected it with Tim Duncan as he got older and Ginobili and these guys. So it can't fall on Kawhi or even LeBron. I mean, you want these guys. What's the ultimate prize? What are you playing for? Are you playing for a championship or are you playing for a regular season? But saying that, will the owners at some point, and I know that the answer is probably no here, but if you're like, okay, so Kawhi played 60 games for Toronto, they won a championship, and if that's his blueprint from now on, I'm only going to play, in so many games. When do the owners go back? At what point do the owners go back to the collective bargaining agreement and go, okay, I'm only basically paying you for 3/4 of a season. So why am I giving you $40 million a year when I actually should be giving you something else? Or a lower amount or something like that. Will it do that? Will that happen? Or does winning cure everything? I'm sure it does.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it does. It's something they're going to continue to struggle with. And it's something the next time they have something come up with the collective bargaining agreement, it's got to come to a head. That's going to be probably the biggest issue outside of revenue sharing and things like that. What do we do about this? Because if you have a legitimate player injury, that's one thing. If you're resting players, and even I think Popovich got fined a couple years ago for resting his best players in nationally televised games when they were all perfectly healthy as a protest of sorts to the NBA, where, it's coming to a head. It's building to a fever pitch, and now that's all anyone's talking about. So it'll be fun to watch.
It'll be fun to watch. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we come back, man, the NFL power rankings, they're out. Oh, my God, it's almost over. I'm crying. It's the final countdown. Hey, back. It's the final countdown. MP, Jeremy Long. We're live from Gorilla Cross Studio. The very handsome and very Texan.
Thank you.
Jeremy Long.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I require that now. That is my
You that guy.com. Oh, that should be a thing. Thatguy.com.
That guy.
Yeah, like Roman.
Just a picture of me staring at people.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Judging them.
Immensely. I like it. So, man, power rankings. We're 12 weeks? Yeah. Jesus Christ. 12 weeks into the NFL season. Probably one of the most anticipated sports, especially in the United States, that we love. And it goes by so fast. They give us 17 weeks. It feels like it's 3 weeks. But you know what? Everything good must come to an end, and the season's coming to an end. And, we just want to find out who the NFL has figured to be the most powerful teams going out there. So, Mr. Long, last night, this team actually won a game. They overcame the Colts in a close one. Very close one. Yep. But the Texans, they have the Texans at number 10, at this point now, 7-4, 7-4 record. And quarterback's playing great. Defense is holding them up in there, doing a lot better than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were smoke and mirrors last year.
Yeah.
O'Brien, I didn't really give him too much credit as being a decent coach. And then what do I know? He gets a great quarterback, then all of a sudden he's great. Wow, imagine that. It's kind of like getting LeBron James on your team.
Or Steve Kerr. And,
he's a great coach.
Steph Curry. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the Texans are playing good ball when they need to. And Colts, one of those teams that's always, since the days of Peyton Manning, have dogged the hell out of the Texans. They just they seem to crumble when they play the Colts. So to pick up that quality win, go 7-4. Deshaun Watson's playing great. I mean, yeah, they got absolutely destroyed by the Ravens a few days ago. Yeah. But that's not what's standing, man. You're going to take those lumps against those big teams like that. But hey, they're keeping those playoff hopes alive, and hopefully, they can move forward and build off this because DeAndre Hopkins had two touchdowns?
2 touchdowns
yesterday. So get your quarterback and receivers, get your playmakers in a position that they can win and make plays. Looks good for the Texans.
Yeah, no, they really does. And staying in the state of Texas, the number 9 team right now, which, a lot of people...
I shook my head at that.
I know, that was just like, what the hell?
Why are the Cowboys even on here?
This is your team, dude.
I know it's my team.
Quan's laughing like, bro, respect your team.
I respect my team, man. They just...
You don't think they're the 9th best team in the
absolutely
NFL?
Not. I don't think they are. I think it's one of those maddening things about this year's version of the Cowboys is that they play up and down to the teams that they're playing.
Yeah.
So they go and get with some really good teams and play up, and they are high scoring affairs. And then the teams the Jets, they should destroy and roll over. They get beat. Things like it's just a maddening team, and it's not a team that I think, as far as being together and everything and how the season's playing out, they're just not built for the playoffs once again.
Yeah, no.
And a lot of it's got to fall on Jason Garrett. But it's not. I'm sure Jerry Jones will hand him a contract extension.
It's one of those scenarios each
5 years, $80 million. Something like that.
He does just enough. That's the best way I can put it. Jason Garrett does just enough, or the team does just enough to keep him going there. And I think what Jerry Jones does is I think he runs his team like a business, and he doesn't want to let employees go. They have good tenure. He's about to get his ring or his watch or something.
Well,
he's so close.
In all fairness, before Jason Garrett and after Jerry Jones, they did have a kind of a coaching carousel going on. Wade Phillips was in there for a while. Different guys like that. So stability, I thought Jerry Jones wanted stability in there, but he also found a guy in Jason Garrett that basically was a stable puppet. Other coaches got dismissed, Wade Phillips and a lot of these guys got dismissed because they wanted total control and things like that. But Jason Garrett stays in because he's a puppet. Puppet master.
The puppet master. You bastard.
Caller? We have someone on the line. Who is on the line? Who could be calling our program? Caller, are you there?
Yes.
What's your question?
I want to know why are the Detroit Lions so... I don't fucking understand.
Oh, okay. Why are the Detroit Lions so bad? You know what? They disconnected my phone line years ago because I kind of had the same response you had right there. But you know what? It's management. We look at what they've been doing. Upper management cultures. It's real. You look at the Aints. You look at the Saints. It takes you getting that quarterback who wants to carry you to the next level. That coach that has not only the ability, but the ability to coach the team, but just to win over a city as well. And when all those things come together, it could happen. I'm a man of a certain age, so hopefully you're a little younger than me. You may be able to see that moment in your lifetime. But, they have the right pieces. And I just look at them. And if you're a real Lions fan, you have been going through this for many a year. You just look at it. You change the coach. You see other teams. They get better. The fact that L.A. has gone to the Super Bowl 3 times and have been horrible, and that, the same amount of times that the Lions have been, and yet we've only had one playoff win in that same window. It's frustrating as hell. But you look at it and you go, what? Jeremy and I were talking about this on the way over here, that Miss Firestone Ford, yeah, she has that much money. She's a Firestone and a Ford. She just needs to sell the team, and unlike Jeremy, I don't think that they're doing the what's the movie?
Which one?
No, you thought that she's not alive?
Oh, Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing a Weekend at Bernie that she's actually alive up there in the stands.
she looked like Jay-Z sitting in the stands.
Yeah, she just with sunglasses on. But if they get them out the way, I think we can finally get to a greater culture. But until that happens, man, it's the same old regime. If you've had that job before, it starts at the top and it trickles down.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, Detroit has been dogged for years, with bad decisions as far as front office personnel, GMs, Matt Millen, hello, guys like that, different coaches and different coordinators every single year. So you've kind of wasted the talent that was Matt Stafford. And Stafford is closer to the end of his career now than the beginning, obviously. But you've had a lot of good players come through Detroit, which has got to be the most maddening part. And now you have to figure out as we get closer to the end of Matt Stafford's era there, is Matt Patricia that guy? Is he that guy that's going to be able to build something off of this team? And what exactly is going on in the front office for the Detroit Lions? Because, man, it's, and I feel for you guys because I'm a Cowboys fan and it's been chaos on our team too. But the best run organizations, the Patriots, teams like that, they have stability across there and they have good people. And the Robert Kraft isn't afraid to let good people do their jobs.
Right.
And so he doesn't get on Bill Belichick. He's not in his ear all the time trying to tell him how to coach the team. He just says, hey, you know what you're doing. Go out there and do it. But you see guys like Jerry Jones, I'm going to be on the field and I'm going to be in Jason Garrett's ear. And my son, who has zero qualifications to run anything, is going to be in the front office making decisions. It's a stupid way to run a team, but it's their team. So what am I going to do, right?
You know what? I want to put one last thing on it. I think both of those teams, what they're guilty of is lightning in a bottle. They're always trying to find that lightning in the bottle versus doing it the right way. Be it a player, be it a coach, be it a strategy. They're trying to do something that's just not that they're looking for that can just be instantaneous. As you said before, if we look at the fact that Robert Kraft bought this team, bought the Patriots in 96, whatever.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, these guys are still winning 20, 30 years later. That speaks highly of what he does as a businessman. And it's no ego involved. No ego whatsoever. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
all right.
I wish we had some more.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about the troubles, man. Yeah. And I know it's got a lot of, but you're a passionate guy.
I like passion, man. I'm a Lions fan. That. I'm crying right now on the inside, knowing that we got another season. In fact, I have some. Yeah, but I'm gonna leave that to Marcus Berg call. So let's get back on track.
Okay.
Let's get to number 8. Number 8.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. The chefs.
Yep.
The chefs, man. You know what? I can see they've
held it together, man.
They've held it together. It's a situation where they got what I thought they weren't going to be able to have as a running game. The Williams boys, they're out there doing their thing.
Sure.
But the fact that Patrick Mahomes has come back down to earth a little bit in the sense that, all right, he's going through a little learning curve, but in that same, space, he's still great. Kelsey's still Kelsey, and their defense is still the Kansas City defense. But that's okay. You know what? As long as they can continue to try to outscore people, I think they'll be okay, man. But I can see them. I like them at number 8.
Yeah, I'm not upset at that. 7-4.
Yeah,
looking good, holding it together through that Mahomes injury. Now it's just kind of load management, right? You got a banged up quarterback. Don't be running any QB sneaks. Get the guys to the playoffs and let them turn that magic on in the playoffs just in time. Get Andy Reid. Get him that damn ring.
Get him that damn ring. Give me the ball. Give me the damn ball.
So that's 6.
Yeah.
7.
7. We're at 7. That's okay.
7.
You went to the
7 is probably the most surprising team. The Vikings.
Come on, they 8-3.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings 8-3. Because you never thought, and I talk about them all the time. You'd never think Kirk Cousins is going to hold up.
Kirk Cousins?
Keep waiting for the other Kirk Cousins to show up, which is the Kirk Cousins that throws like 5 picks for 101 yards and has a 0.0 QB rating. But so far, we get the other guy who's been worth the $84 million guaranteed.
Well, you know what? All he had to do was apologize. You know, once he got his apology out of the way, he was a whole man
Ever
again.
since that time, and people mock that, right?
Yeah.
Ever since that time where Adam Thielen called him out and they had this big confrontation, and then Kirk Cousins apologized to him publicly.
Yeah.
I am so sorry about that.
Let you down.
People called him weak. You're not a real leader. Real men don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. They have been incredible.
Yeah, they've been on
the
that.
field.
Been whooping
And
ass.
Kirk Cousins has been every bit worth that huge contract he got.
Yeah.
So you know what? To all those people who said that was weak sauce, you're weak sauce.
Saucy.
And you're not a Vikings fan.
Yeah, you're not hard.
You're not a real one.
You're not hard. Man, number 6, which is it's so funny that you look at it, is man, the Saints. We thought they were going somewhere.
Hey.
And they ain't going nowhere. They still up there. They are at 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Saints. Come on, man. I don't think you can say anything wrong with them as a complete team. Their defense is on fire.
Yeah.
Drew Brees stepped back in, and their first comeback, they had a loss. You know, it's the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going like, all right, that happens.
Lose to the Rams.
Yeah, no, it was to the Falcons.
Oops, to the Falcons.
Yeah, they lost to the Falcons, which was a little disturbing, but it's football, man.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday wasn't written on a whim. Any given Sunday, these guys can win.
Both of their losses, they lost to the Rams and to the Falcons. One was 27-9. The other was 26-9.
Hey, they don't lose close.
So there you go.
They don't lose close. We're gonna lose big.
Yeah, and the Falcons, even though the Falcons are having a horrible season, they still got Matty, I expect there.
Matty Ice.
Every once in a while, he can turn the game on and do it. But the Saints are still the Saints. They still got a pretty good D, and they still got.
They have Kamara
they
back
still
there.
Got, Drew Brees and a decent running game.
Oh yeah, they're there, man. They're there.
Now the Packers at number 5.
At number
five
five.
in the power rankings.
Jesus
The
Christ.
Packers. Now, at the beginning of the season, we made picks. Who's real playoff contention and who's not. I picked the Packers. I look dumb.
Yeah.
They are playing good ball, man.
Jesus
8-2.
Christ. 8-2. I mean, they
8-2.
started off with 2-2 or something like that. And I mean, you see in 2-2, obviously you have one direction or another direction you can go. It's a 50-50 shot.
Right.
But in that scenario, they have stepped up. Aaron Rodgers, is he looking like the Aaron Rodgers of the past? I have to say, yeah, just because he always makes that one great pass in every game that he's won. Devontae Adams, he's looking great. Rashawn Gary on defense, he's filling that gap. They actually have some speed at that position.
Yeah.
Something that they really haven't had is consistent running back game. Jamal Williams, he's looking good back there. So they are just, they're doing it. Detroit should have beat them. I'm going to say that. Yeah, we should have beat them. We got robbed.
If
They say it on the east side of Detroit, robbed it. We got robbed.
22.
Oh, my God. It was horrible. Wait, but you know what? Shouts out to the Packers. They're doing what they need to do, and that's beat who's in front of you.
Yep.
Which leads us to number 4. And I know number 4 is just a surprise to everybody. Shouts out to the fantasy league that Mark Berg allowed me to play in which I picked the quarterback one, Russell Wilson. That's right. I picked him as the quarterback for my guy's team. And so, he's probably going to win MVP. That's all I'm saying. But no, the Seahawks are just crushing right now, man. I didn't expect him to be here. I never wanted to give Russell Wilson the credit that he is finally getting, and I'm on that bandwagon from everybody in the league, reporters, analysts, whoever it may be. He's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man. No more future jokes. He's like, yo, Russ, I'm your man, dude. Whatever you need me to say, I will say it.
Yeah, absolutely. He had 2,700 yards, 23 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. The only troubling thing I see is that offensive line. He's now up to about almost 30 sacks he's taken. And Russell Wilson, he's not a rookie anymore. Obviously, he's got a few years, but he's still a slight guy. About 5'11", right at 6 foot or so. He's still a smaller guy. You don't want your quarterbacks, especially these smaller guys, to take that many hits and that many sacks. Because as the season gets longer and longer, and we're in the championship rounds, as they say for the season, all you need in week 13 or 14 is for him to bust a rib, bust an ankle, bust an arm, and there goes that season. So that offensive line,
Down the drain.
they got to play better. They got to pick up these stunts and these schemes from these defenses to keep Tom Brady Jr. Upright. Yeah, future's baby is daddy's
baby
upright.
mama daddy.
Baby mama daddy.
Yeah. And then number 3.
Love you, Sierra.
Who saw number 3 coming?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Quan.
Quan.
I don't know why they're so low.
Yeah.
Mr. Quan.
Yeah, Mr. Quan. Quan, a 5-9.
9-1.
Wow.
The San Francisco 49ers
Wow.
are 9-1.
Jimmy G and his stripper dating self. No,
Man.
excuse me, porn star.
Oh,
dating
no,
self.
she's a VIP. She's a VIP hostess.
Ooh, excuse me.
The current one. Yes,
Yeah.
VIP current.
Yeah.
They are getting complete play. I mean, that is a well-rounded football team. And as much as we joke about Jimmy G, he's not setting the world on fire, but he's not costing them anything. And he's coming up with some clutch throws, enough clutch throws and enough good play that teams can't load the box on him. He doesn't have to go out there and beat these teams single-handedly because they got a great running game. That defense, again, said it last week, that defense
Nick Bosa?
is scary. Scary good. How
Man.
good that defense is, man.
Bosa people been eating. I don't know, man, but
I don't know what the Bosas did.
yeah.
Was it a jar of peanut butter every day? Was it 12 dozen eggs? Should we call him Gaston? I don't know.
But
Those kids,
yeah.
it's like the Watts.
Yeah.
JJ.
Oh,
and,
yeah. His
Brother's name?
Yeah.
TT?
Yeah.
TJ?
TJ.
PP? PP Watt?
Little TJ.
Little TJ Watt.
Little TJ Watt.
Little Tej?
Little Tej from the hood.
There you go.
Yeah. And then number 2, man. And number 2, I think is, just seeing what Lamar Jackson has been number 2. And we're going with the number 2 team is the 8-2 Ravens. Lamar Jackson, not bad for a running back. He's only been breaking records every week.
Yeah.
Accuracy through the roof. Yes, they are the Ravens, and we know Harbaugh's deal is defense, so that's still steady.
Yeah.
But the one big question mark was always going to be Lamar Jackson, and Lamar has shown out this season.
Can you believe there are still people talking about him transitioning to a wide receiver or a running back?
Stop it, man. You just saying stuff because we on the air. You just saying stuff because we
There
on
are
the air.
still people out there that are like, maybe this guy should be a running back or a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then who would throw him the ball?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
Are we going to bring Flacco back?
Yeah.
He looks marvelous. in
Yeah,
Denver,
if you
by
saw
the way.
Mark Ingram last week, just hyping his man up.
Mark,
after he was so funny because you thought it was like a political campaign or a hype man. He's like, my man right here, my man. Oh, sorry about that. I'm breaking stuff.
Yeah,
He's like, hey, if anybody don't know he's the MVP, come talk to me. And he's doing it. And then the number 1 team with a 9-1 record, and all they can keep saying is we can only play who's in front of us because we're in the poultry AFC East.
right.
Is the Patriots, and that's all I got on the Patriots. It's
There you go.
the Patriots.
as long as you have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, it does not matter. You
Yeah.
give them different receivers, different defense every year. It doesn't matter, man. That combination will probably go down as the best. Yeah, I mean, you can maybe make an argument for Bill Walsh and Joe Montana or something like that.
I will.
But
I will. Not because of our producer. He ain't got nothing to do with it. But that's when I was actually a 49er fan. And we had that talk. I just don't jump on board just to be on board.
it sounds like you jump on a lot of bandwagons.
You
You,
do.
was on the 49ers in the 80s.
You are a
I bet you was
bandwagon.
blue, silver, and white in the 90s.
You are a bandwagon. Dallas Cowboys. Texan fan.
Yeah, I'm on that losing bandwagon.
Yeah, that's it.
That party of one we get going on. Me.
Oh my God, man. So, guys, if you've been in an injury, there's only one person that you need to call, and that's the law firm of Mossberg Injury Lawyers. From accidents to injuries, workers' comp, even wrongful deaths, Mossberg Injury Lawyers are the number 1 legal team. Did you hear me right? The number 1 legal team in Nevada.
Uno.
Give them a phone call today, 702-222-4555. That's Mossberg Injury Lawyers. Guys, speaking of lawyers, when we come back, which is our last and final break, we have Marcus Berg in the legal zone.
Legalese, baby. Get ready.
Final countdown. And welcome back to the show. MP, Jeremy Long, the final countdown, live from Gorilla Cross Studios in downtown Las Vegas. Man, been a lot going on, man. But you know what? I'm going to say lately, but the NCAA I think in my lifetime, the last 10 to 15 years, I've not even thought about the NCAA, any of their doings, how they handle college sports, because it was just the NCAA and whatever they say goes. But who knew that maybe these guys aren't on the up and up with having the athletes' careers in mind, and that it could all be one-sided. Imagine that, a one-sided deal in sports. One person getting more money than the other. But someone who's going to help us talk about what's going over in Memphis right now. And if you've been reading it, James Wiseman, Memphis Tiger player, man, got caught up in a bunch of mess with Penny Hardaway. And to help us kind of break it down and see what the next steps are in this with the legal zone is our guy, Marcus Berg. What's going on, Mark?
Good evening, Mike.
Oh, man, how you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Dude, we're doing great. You know, show got moved around a little bit, and then we were doing other shows, you know, feel like we're doing some big stuff, but always glad to be back and talking to you, brother.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, so Memphis, the scenario we have here, James Wiseman wanted to have his girlfriend come to a game. Penny Hardaway loans him some money to come to the game. I don't know how these things leak out, but somehow they leak out. The NCAA has their infractions, you know, as far as what they think should happen. Memphis says, to hell with you. We're going to play the kid. And then all hell just broke loose, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. There was a little intricacy there, too, with the moving expenses that Penny paid to his mom. But, I mean, the interesting thing here is that we're talking about something that Penny Hardaway gave to a player's mom. Now, I guess there can always be a question of whether or not James knew about it. But ultimately, you know, if we're talking about the real legal world, if somebody commits a crime and you have no idea about it, you're not going down with them. Even if you're a husband and wife and you have no idea what the other spouse is doing, in the eyes of the law, you are not guilty. Now here, the NCAA says you're guilty no matter what. If your family member was getting a payment, you're going down with them. And the strange thing is that these are student athletes. They're kids. How are they going to pay a fine a donation?
Right.
Funny because the legal definition of a donation means voluntary. This isn't something that James Wiseman
an involuntary donation. Yeah.
Exactly. And the big question to me is, where's James supposed to come up with this money? Are they just anticipating that he's going to get a contract deal down the line and pay the money using that? He's a student athlete. Again, you cannot fine a student athlete. Suspend them all you want, kick them out of the NCAA, but fining, this just seems unprecedented to me and just completely backwards and wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, we actually had that same discussion, Mike and I did. We were sitting at the bar when the news broke, and they put the you know, he's going to donate $11,500 to charity or something like that. And I was like, where the hell is he going to get this money? And if he does just plop it down and pay it, they should look even further into it, because how the hell did he have the money? But it's kind of.
Did you see that Jay Williams?
Yeah.
Jay Williams tried to raise the money for him.
Yeah, absolutely. People are doing GoFundMes for this kid and everything, which probably violates some rule in the NCAA.
Exactly, yeah. So it's by the same token, it's not a family member, but now it's just somebody out there raising money for you. Now, can you make any? I'm going to go ahead, since I don't like Duke, I'm going to go ahead and donate money to all their families. Get them all suspended.
Y'all just let me know your Venmo accounts, and I will Venmo y'all something enough to get your best player kicked off the team.
Oh my God! I mean, is there any repercussion or appeals that anyone should make, or should this just be a straight and narrow? You know what, guys? Let's just let this dust settle, get through this, take the 12 games, which in NCAA basketball world is forever. You know, which is the horrible part that these other kids have to suffer with, along with the program, and just let it go.
I heard that they were going to appeal the suspension, but I haven't read anything about that today. I heard a story about that yesterday, which I thought was interesting, because you could continue to appeal it. Not like you'll actually get anywhere with the NCAA, but by continuing to appeal it and put it off, then he would maybe be ineligible his second year, but he's not going to be there anyway.
Right.
Maybe the best move here is just to move on and forget the NCAA and not pay them back. What are they going to do?
Well, now here's my question to you, because they already did it. Is there someone who could physically stop him from playing moving forward? Because they've done it once. What stops them from doing it again?
Yeah, I think that would be interesting to see. I mean, would we have NCAA officials pull him off the court physically? They've threatened to make the games, make them forfeit the games. I don't know that they can actually do anything to that nature. As far as the appeal, though, I was reading up on that, and it looks like the appeals go to this committee that's made up of 5 people, and one of them's a random citizen, and I'm sure they're all rigged for the NCAA, but it's a very interesting process. Again, that I don't think you would get you very far, but that's how it works.
The good news for Memphis is that Tennessee at number 20 on the 14th, December 14th, is their only ranked opponent coming up for the next few weeks. I mean, the rest of them look pretty winnable, but look, you kind of alluded to, they're banking on this guy going to the NBA. I mean, honestly, what can the NBA? I mean, could the NCAA? I guess if he doesn't give this money up, can they sue this kid? Can they do something like that?
Yeah, I think that would set a horrible precedent. I don't think that PR wise they're going to want to be in the business.
Well, they're already asking for involuntary donations. Why not? Why not litigate this guy?
Hey, I wouldn't be shocked if they did it, but I don't think that would really get them anywhere. How are you? Then that's why the whole thing doesn't seem to make sense from a legal standpoint. Is he didn't get the money? His mom did. So if anybody has to pay the money back, it's his mom. And it's all under the guise of, well, you have to remain a student athlete. Well, I mean, maybe he doesn't want to remain a student athlete. I don't see how they could enforce this beyond the NCAA. It's if you want to play in our league, you have to continue, with this donation. If you don't want to pay it, then move on. And I don't think they have any legal standing to get that money back from him.
No, absolutely not. I mean, and as the old kind of adage goes, I mean, if she needed that money at that point, she ain't got the money now. I mean, I'm not trying to disparage him or his family, but it's like, hey, Mike, let me have $100, and you go, yeah, give me that $100, and I'm like, I ain't got the $100, man. I had to spend that $100, man. So if you asking me to, pay you back $11,500, and I had to borrow $11,500, let me tell you right now, brother, the check is in the mail, but don't cash that until next Friday. I'm gonna post date it.
Well, when he donates the money, are they going to trace it? Are they going to verify?
Yeah, they're going to go to the Boys and Girls Club
where the funds came from.
Yeah.
Where did the funds come from? Oh, now we're going to get you again because you borrowed those funds to pay the fine.
Yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous.
Well, how bad does this look? That the fact that at the same time that they have this issue with Memphis going on, that they have the same thing basically happen, and that's where I got my background stories a little crossed. That they have the same thing happen at Ohio State with Chase Young. So now they're just looking like, yeah, we're the bad guy police who don't want to, I don't know, bad, just looks bad.
What I don't understand also is why isn't Penny Hardaway under any scrutiny? This is the coach of the team who's supposedly given money where he shouldn't be giving it. So,
yeah.
The NCAA is definitely in a tough spot here. Who do they suspend? How long do they suspend them? What's the remedy? They want these athletes on the field, but if they keep digging and digging, they're going to find a lot of things, and not many players will probably be left to be active.
Yeah,
come on now,
and it's all at this weird time too, when the NCAA is, put this mandate that they're going to try to figure out a way to pay these players for their likenesses and things and making money off themselves. So it's this just kind of very weird time for the NCAA. Do you think at the end, with all this stuff happening, is it a bunch of guys sitting in a boardroom going, no, we can't let the power slip. We gotta continue to make examples of people, because this kind of seems ridiculous, all of this.
Yeah, I think that they see the Pandora's box opening, and they do not want any avenue for these players to get paid, because once that happens, everything opens up and everything's fair game. And now, okay, so these players, we're going to pay them per game, or we're going to pay them a stipend. but we're going to mandate that they can't get money from outside sources. I mean, they can't cut it off once it starts. So then somebody pays an athlete $50,000 for their game used jersey. What are they going to say? You can't. You can only get $1,500 per jersey. They cap it. I mean, if somebody's willing to pay it, why can't they make it? How can you? Now they have to start regulating the. It starts to spiral out.
It's going to get messy.
They see that.
It's going to get messy because if they're doing it now, and they've been doing it for years, and there's always teams and programs under investigation. You know, somebody's getting money somewhere, and all these other former players come back and say, "Oh yeah, you know, we had boosters handshaking us $400 and $500 a game and stuff like that." Once they actually open it up and say, "Okay, you can make a little bit," oh man, I think it's going to cause even more problems and more headaches. And the only people who suffer are the supposed student athletes.
The supposed.
Yeah. Multi-billion-dollar industry where the athletes get paid.
That's
Squadoosh.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we're talking to our guy, Marcus Berg, Mossberg Injury Lawyers. Mark, as always, where can our listeners find you guys?
Mossberg Injury Lawyers, 702-222-4555.
And before I let you go, you know what's happening this weekend, right?
I do not.
Sunday? No, you don't? Okay.
Lions, Redskins.
Look at,
I wish I could get tickets, but I'm sure it's sold out.
Oh, I'm sure it is, baby. Boy, I'm sure it is.
Ooh.
No, it hit that light bulb. I like it. I like it a lot.
Check out your fantasy waiver wire. Lots of players available.
That's it, Mark. We appreciate you having on the show. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate you. Take care, guys.
All right. Yeah. That thing is, that's beyond a slippery slope. The whole NCAA. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. There's somebody, just smoking a pack of cigarettes every 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just going, what have we done?
The biggest thing is Mark hit the nail right on the head, man. You got a bunch of guys who have kept this system in place, and it's made a lot of people rich, except the athletes who actually go out there and do it. And then they still got to figure out, football makes 85% of the money and distributes it to all these other programs. Are the volleyball players who draw no one getting paid as well? I mean, what are these things going to look like? I mean, how many of these sports are the rugby players going to get paid? Are the badminton team, are they going to get paid?
Golf.
The co-ed flag football team, are they getting paid? It's going to be crazy over the next couple of years. And what a time if you're a young person about 14, 15. Hey.
Yeah. All right, man. So, thing that we always love to do to put some smiles on everyone's face.
Say what?
It's that great segment. Say what? So, I guess if we ever had a special segment, this is probably the specialist of special segments. Let's say that 3 times. Segments that we've ever had. And this segment is Ben Simmons. That's right, folks. That special word, that safe word that we use here. Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is my safe word.
Hit a 3-pointer in a game the other night. His first time since college. And here we go. Check it out.
Ntilikina, a below-average three-point shooter. There's Simmons. Yes! He did it! Ben Simmons! Hold me back, Ben! Maybe now they'll finally leave him alone after that. He hits the three, his first in his NBA career. The gentleman, here's history.
Take a look at the spot up in the corner. Everybody on the bench knows it's coming. No hesitation, elbow in, beautiful knockdown. See the excitement from the building as well, picking up.
Wow.
Ben Simmons.
I love how happy they were.
The world was?
Yes.
How happy the world was because
happy they were.
it's history. What? A basketball player hit a 3 in his history, but it was who, people?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. Remember that right here. It only happens on the final count. Dude, that was the funniest thing ever. Did he make every 3-point sign going down there? He 3'd up. He shotgunned up.
No, he was actually
double-barreled.
He was stoic and he ran down. I'm playing basketball. I'm sure they gave him a good a good laugh in the locker room there about it and everything.
Did he call Kendall afterwards? Yeah, he probably did.
Baby, did you watch me?
Yeah.
Baby, did you watch me? She's like trying to run an empire, and he's like, baby, hey, Oh, she sent me the voicemail. Hey, girl, you know who it is? Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. You know, I play in the NBA. I hit a 3 tonight, girl.
Not Blake, the other light-skinned brother.
Yeah. I was thinking of you, girl. I was thinking of you all the way.
Yeah. Well, that was funny.
Put that on Instagram.
Oh, Lord. So, dude, the big fight is this weekend. Big fight.
Yeah.
Muscle Man 1 against Muscle
Wilder,
Man 2. Yeah.
Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. Yeah, man. Saturday night. Going down here at MGM Grand. And someone going to get knocked out.
And I think the fact that Wilder respects my man's strength, they're like, oh, yeah, he can knock me out, but then I'm going to knock him out first. Like, what? Who? What? Huh? He going to hit me hard, then I'm going to hit him back harder, or whatever the line was.
Deontay Wilder, for all his charisma, and he does have a lot of charisma, and for all his professional accolades, he is not a statesman. He is not a scholar. He says some, I think yesterday on Levels with me and CC, I think listening to him talk is kind of like listening to those old WWF Jimmy Superfly Snuka promos, where he would just say some off the wall crap. You know, when the sun is crashing down and the waves are high, brother. You know, the Superfly is gonna be, and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? All you knew is that Sunday someone was getting that butt whooped. That's all you knew. That's all you needed to know. And Deontay Wilder, as painful as it is to hear him speak about anything, he's probably going to knock out my man.
But he may get knocked out first.
Yeah. And that's when the waves crash and the seagulls go and all these other things. I don't know what the hell he's talking
Oh, my
about,
God. Make you put a joint out.
But if you listen to that for about 30 minutes, you can just walk straight into the ocean.
Oh, we got one last caller who wants to chime in. He's gonna
Caller,
cuss
what's
us out
going
too.
on, man?
Hey, it's Cassandra.
Oh, Cassandra Cousineau. She, you know, we have a bet with Cassandra. If Luis Ortiz wins, if he wins by
That's what I was
knockout,
calling about.
yeah, she has to eat. Was it pork? Ham?
Oh,
turkey.
Oh, okay. You had to go low meat. You had to get low on the totem
pork,
pole
ham,
of meat.
turkey, spam, something.
So,
Like, MP, I just think that's just such a raggedy bet because what does my colon have to do with this whole thing? I mean, I can't.
You brought your colon into it.
You're the one that made the bet.
Yeah, she's the one that made the bet.
I think. Listen, I saw the weigh-in today, and Ortiz always looks like he just woke up from a nap. Like he just kind of has that, like he just wiped sleep out of his eyes. He looks great for being 40.
I thought you were going to say fat. Okay.
No.
He looks great for being fat.
But I'll say this: he looks fit, but he looks more fit when he has on the tracksuit.
Oh, yeah, that never happens.
When that shirt came off, like you can still see, you know, a little bit of the old Ortiz. You know, still the Ortiz, the Wilder Ortiz 1 still present. I honestly think, you guys, I don't think it's going to go past 3 rounds.
No, I don't think so either. You know, we were talking about this early on another show, and Ortiz has that old grown man strength. You know, you talk about my kids. You know, don't talk about my kids and my woman. Get your hands off my woman. You know, he coming with them haymakers.
Yeah, he might not be able to walk the length of the driveway without breathing heavy, but if he put those hands on you, he'll mollywop your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Deontay's going to get this man out of there like a lot faster. I think the over is 4.5, or is it 5.5?
4.5 or 5.5 rounds or what?
Yeah, that's the over.
Yeah, no, it's not going to go that far.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
No.
I think we talked about it on our show. I think Deontay is going to, you know, he wants to erase that first fight's memory from the minds of people because he did have that rough round where he did almost get stopped. So I think he's going to go out there, man, on a mission and really put an exclamation point, because if he does, then that's just going to fire people up even more for that rematch with Tyson Fury and eventual match with the winner of Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua.
So that's
He
it.
might have to. You think he's going to, what's his name, Dominic Brazil him?
He's going to try. I think he's going to go out there, and I think he's going to Berman Stavern him at the very least. I think he's going to try to go out there and just put it away as quickly as possible. The deeper it goes, the wilder he gets, which yes, I know,
pun intended.
Pun intended on the last name.
Yes.
The wilder he gets,
he really does. He gets desperate.
His boxing, the little bit of boxing acumen he does have, breaks down completely. And Ortiz is a boxer. He's a boxer with heavy hands. So the later the fight goes, the more danger Wilder's in, and he wants to put him away. That's the smartest game plan.
It'll be a battle between host and nephew.
He's gonna go out there and
catch them hands.
Yeah.
You wearing the red dress tomorrow?
Always red on fight night. I got something new for you too. I'm going in a different direction. It's getting cold out. That's all I'm saying.
Get you some wool, girl. Get some wool.
And Cece will be out there. You'll be out there for fight night, right?
For like 10 to 12 hours, I will be there.
Yeah, she'll be there all day because for some reason we have to be out there all day.
Yeah, she represents.
So
well, they get started early. I mean, I think the first bout is like 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it starts early, and then we sit around until 9 o'clock until the.
Yeah. Make sure they feed you, Mama. Make sure they feed you.
Good talking to you, CC. Yeah. We'll see you next week on the show.
All right, Mama. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Hey,
there you go.
Appreciate you guys chiming in, checking in, Facebook Live, streaming us, Facebook, whatever it is. Make sure it's levels. It's the final countdown Thursday, 5 to 7, 2 best hours in sports, not only in Vegas, but in the world. And you can hear us worldwide. That's MP. Wait, I'm MP.
Yeah.
You're J Long.
Yeah,
all right. I got it right now. And we love talking to you. Quan keeping this thing pushing. We'll see you next week. Peace.